Yo! What is good, Sixers Nation, man? Welcome on in. Philly Take with RB, man. I'm RB. We're back. Couple days off for the weekend, but we have some things to talk about. You know what to do, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the show, ring that bell, man. You don't want to miss any of the upcoming content. Let's go, man. I'm ready. Once again, welcome on in, everybody. Philly Take with RB. We're going to talk about James Harden, what he had to say. A lot of his comments. What does it mean for this Sixers team? We have some good things to get into, man. Welcome on in to the show. Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. 50 people already up in here. Hope everybody is doing well on this Monday evening, man. It's been a interesting past 24 hours. The things that were said by James Harden, some of the rumors coming out. What does it mean going forward? What will this Sixers team look like? Once again, we will discuss it all. If you're just tuning in, hit that thumbs up button. If you're already here, be sure to subscribe. Shout out to all the channel members, man. I see my guy Rick Bennett up in here. We'll have 2 giveaways, like I've mentioned previously, coming soon. One for the general public and one specifically, or maybe 2 for the channel members. So shout out to the members, man. We have some good things coming for sure. Also, just wanted to shout out everybody that has been supporting the show on multiple platforms. We just hit 11K on Instagram. So if you're not yet, follow us on the gram, man, at Philly Take with RB. We're constantly posting stuff over there. And follow me on Twitter at RB Philly Take. Let's go, man. I'm excited to be back. We have some things to talk about. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see my guy Superhero up in here. MC, what's going on? Speed Demon, what's up? Says the intro music is fire. Yo, we have some new tracks coming along, man. I was playing the music before I even got on here. I'm just bopping my head, man. You know, one of those songs that just has you going, man. I'm feeling good. Shouts to everybody in here. Hit that thumbs up button, man. We have some things to get into. By the way, how's the volume, guys? Let me know. Mic check in the chat. Mic check. Been working on some settings. Let me know. How do we sound in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? Give me some thoughts. We got the people dropping the yes, sirs. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Like my guy Superhero says, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm excited to get into this. By the way, before we do as well, just wanted to let you guys know we'll be doing a Summer League review stream later this week and a roster prediction stream. So be sure to be on the lookout, man. IE tuning in from Cali. What's going on, man? Cali in the building. Let's go. Says, sounds great. Let's go, man. By the way, if you want to call the show, 508-924-3784. We will get to a couple callers later on, but we got to get down to the business, man. We have to get down to the business. You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. So James Harden does a sit-down interview with Chris B. Haynes of Yahoo Sports. James Harden recently did an interview with Hot Time Magazine, who he's actually partnering with, the brand Hot, and having his own wine collection. We will get into that later on in the show. Like I said, it's been a long weekend. But James Harden did a sit-down interview. He dropped a lot of gems, talked about his relationship with Joel Embiid, his desire to win, why he took the pay cut, and just really a lot of stuff. As you can see, just in the tweet by Chris Haynes, he says, James Harden told Daryl Morey, quote, to sign who we needed and to give me whatever is left. We've talked a lot about the pay cut here on this channel, what it meant, what it allowed us to do. James Harden made a selfless decision, and he really made the best choice for the team. And he didn't have to do that, but he sat down and he did. And it showed a lot about his character. This was my instant reaction here on Twitter. Once again, follow me at RB Philly Take. This is really my main thought about this. This is a guy who truly wants to win. He truly wants to win, man. He was made out to be the bad guy. He was made out to be the bad guy in all the other situations. He was the problem child, right? But here he is making a selfless decision. Age 33, takes a $15 million pay cut. He didn't have to do that. He did not have to do that. And personally, I feel that you know, he's at the point in his career where he's done everything. He's an MVP. He's won the scoring title. He's an all-star, all that stuff. He wants to win a championship. When it's all said and done, and he's sitting down the line, chilling with his boys, his rappers, celebrities, he wants to tell them some stories about winning a championship. That is the last thing to put the icing on the cake for James Harden. And, he continues to make these selfless decisions, man. And he said he was going to at the end of the season, and he has stuck to his word thus far. So shout out to James Harden. But here's more on what he said. We'll break down the article later on, but overall, these were some of the main quotes that were pulled from this article. Number one, as we just mentioned, he told Daryl Morey to essentially go improve the roster. You go do the work. I trust you, Daryl Morey. You are my guy. And then you give me what's left over. We'll make this work. You're my guy. I'm your guy. We're going to build a really good team. We're going to add what we need to, make some renovations, and we're going to go chase a freaking championship in 2022, man. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. And we've already talked about how he's betting on himself, right? Because it's likely that he's going to opt out of the first year, or after the first year. It's a 2-year deal, player option on the second year. It's likely he opts out, but, he wants to bet on himself. That's going to motivate him to be better. The other thing that he said, as I kind of just alluded to, he says, quote, I want to compete for a championship. That's all that matters to me at this stage. He's done everything. Go and read about everything he's done. He's stacked up the accolades. He's done this. He's done that. At the end of the day, when you talk about the all-time greats, well, you got to win a championship. You have to win a championship. And, people can debate that all they want. The fact of the matter is, what is the first thing that comes up many times in conversations is, how many rings does he have? How many rings does he have? And I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and say something that I haven't really said, but you know what? I think this is the Sixers' best opportunity. Even in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, I think this season is actually our best shot, which we'll discuss later on. But, based off of what we have done, based off of the landscape, how I predict some of the other teams to be, and based off of who we've added, and the hopeful expectation that James Harden can come back healthy, because he can continue to do the right things, but James Harden, has to show up on the floor. He has to show up much better, and he's constantly talked about his trainer getting him in the right shape, having an off season to kind of get healthier and get more accustomed to this team. So I like what I'm hearing, man. This is an athlete saying the right things. It is such a switch up. It's such a breath of fresh air from what we have had to go through over the last couple seasons. He's here to stay. He's buying in. He wants to do this, and he's vocal about it. There are other athletes in this city where if we would have just heard one thing like this, I want to do what's best for the team. I want to compete for a championship. I'll get better. I'll do this. We would have been happy, man. So I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm hearing, man. More on this, James Harden in the article, in the interview. He says, quote, I wasn't right last season, and I still almost averaged a triple-double. I mean, when you look at his numbers, I mean, they're still pretty good numbers for a guy that had a down season. And I remember all the people throwing him under the dirt. That's why I said before, he needs a sincere apology from some people. Obviously, that doesn't excuse him, from coming out and playing bad the way he did. But, I mean, I think a lot of people wanted the massive expectations to play out right away when, in reality, he didn't really play that much with this team. It still takes time to get used to. And, Harden just essentially alludes to the fact that he's going to get better. And he's going to mesh more with this squad, with Joel, with Tyrese Maxey. So, I mean, I'm excited. Another quote that I liked from James Harden, talking about Joel Embiid. He says, I talk with Joel frequently. We have meetings about how we're going to play, how we, what we need to do to help our team win the chip. We're going to grow together. We're going to try to lead this team to the top. I believe we can do it together. I mean, that is just it's just so natural. Once again, I'm not going to name names, but thinking back to other people on this franchise, right? It was always questioned. What is it like between those two off the court? What is it like when it comes to their relationship? I mean, Harden seems to fit right in. He always says the right thing, and it's just nice to hear. Now, again, he needs to show up. He needs to play well, but these are the types of things that a Philadelphia fan base can get behind. Like, this is a guy I want to go run through a brick wall for when you're saying things like this. This is the type of attitude that we need from our top tier players, from your stars. And man, it's just nice to hear. And, you know, I hope some people are buying in. I hope they are. The other thing that James Harden said when he was talking about the whole triple-double thing, he says, people were used to seeing me average 40, 30 points, and they viewed it as a down year, talking about this past year. He says, I was in Philly for a couple of months, and I had to learn on the fly. I'm in a good space physically and mentally right now, and I'm just looking forward to next season. That is what I like to hear, man. Again, trying to get in the right shape, staying in the gym, working with coaches, willing to accept you need to get better. I mean, just that little nugget. He said it multiple times now. I have to get better. I have to play better. We don't need 40-point James Harden. We need efficient James Harden next to Joel, next to Maxey. We need efficient James Harden. And I truly think that, he was battling a lot. I think he was. He talks in this article as well about, how his hamstring wasn't completely healthy. And this is something I sat up here and said for months. I don't think he was right. Now, again, doesn't excuse him from playing that bad, but you can kind of just tell when a guy is not 100%. And he got traded to Philly. He hadn't played in weeks. He looked good right off the bat. And I think his body started to have some of that wear and tear. And I think come playoff time, just like a lot of other people, he wasn't 100%. I don't think he was anywhere near it. And I think just everything combined and the motivation he will have to come back healthy and ready to go, try to earn another contract for his career, a longer-term contract, I think all of that together creates a mutual beneficial relationship. And I think, both parties will be happy. I hope he comes out and plays well. But I love the attitude. I love what we're hearing from James Harden. He's not going to bail. He's here to stay. He's here to stay this year. He's ready to go. And if everybody can stay healthy, I know it's a big if, this team could be good, especially with some of the moves that we have made. Shad, what's going on in the chat says, what's good, RB? He's definitely all in, and that can rub off on everybody. That's what we need, man. We need people to buy in. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't have any concerns. Of course I have a couple concerns. I'm not saying we're the favorite to win the championship and this and that. All I'm saying is that I'm predicting that this will be our best opportunity based off of the development of certain players. Obviously, we're still concerned with Doc Rivers, what he is going to do, but when you have a motivated player like this who has shown glimpses before, many times of being at that elite level, I don't think he has to be at that level, but if he is good physically, as he says, and mentally, I think he can come back ready to go. Shouts to my guy Kendrick Perkins, man, constantly speaking the gospel, holding it down on ESPN. He says, James Harden is proving that he is all in on winning a title in Philadelphia. Quote, his actions are actually speaking. His actions are saying, let's get this done. I want to win a championship. Everybody made him out to be the bad guy. Meanwhile, where's Kyrie Irving? What's going on with the KD situation? Your guess is as good as mine. Meanwhile, James Harden is in the gym every day, doing the cardio, trying to get his body in the right shape, ready to admit his shortcomings, ready to get better. That is a guy that Philadelphia can ride behind. So you can talk about his play all you want. He didn't play up to par. We know that. A lot of players didn't. He's ready to work and get better. And if he does, well, the rest of the league is going to see how that'll play out. The rest of the league will be on notice. I'm really liking how this is shaping up. I think this has been an A off season by Daryl Morey. I think when your stars are buying into what you're trying to do, it's even better. And I'm very, very happy with how things have played out. I still have some concerns, which of course we'll continue to discuss. But based off of the trajectory, based off of the fact that we didn't have any type of good feeling in our stomachs after that second round loss. I think things have gotten better. And I think Harden's going to be motivated to do so. We'll break down the article. We'll read more into it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 136 up in here. I know it's a dead time of the year. Not a lot of people are really tapped in, but what I need y'all to do is hit the thumbs up. It helps push the content around. If you're not getting the notifications, turn the bell off, turn it back on. I know that's been a whole thing. But yeah, man, shouts to everybody in the chat. Hit the thumbs up. We're talking James Harden. We'll be breaking down Summer League, roster predictions, all that later this week. We have some good shows coming. If you want to call in, give your thoughts on the James Harden thing. Maybe you're happy, maybe you're not. 508-924-3784 is the number. And we'll take a few calls. We'll go to the phone lines, get some thoughts on this whole James Harden thing. Let's get some thoughts on this perspective. Once again, shouts to everybody in the chat, man. Let's go to the 267. Let's go to the 267. What's your name? Where are you tapping in from?
My name is Eric from Philly.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, man. Say it again.
I said it's Eric from Philly.
Eric from Philly. What's up, Eric?
What's up? What's going on?
How you feeling, man?
All right, so I think we win that ring this year. I think this is it. I'm going to be honest.
Let's go.
I think Embiid, he's at MVP level easily. Harden, how he's talking, I know he's trying to spice it up, but how it's sounding like he's going to be at MVP level as well. And then we know Maxi's one of the hardest workers. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's starting to look like the Rockets plus Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Like how the Rockets were built with Harden, CP, PJ. I feel like we have a big three type. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's even funnier about that is that Houston team, it's like adding more experience onto them, right? They went through the whole journey. They got there, almost got to the finals, but they couldn't get over the top. And it's like kind of bringing some of that core back together and trying to get another go about it.
Yeah, I agree. But I have a question. I want to know do you think Tobias is a good fit with this team? Because I don't know. And I'm hearing that he wants more shots and stuff. So I don't know if we should trade him for somebody else or keep him.
Yeah. I think Tobias will be a fine fit with this team. Obviously, we know the whole contract thing at this point. If he could just be a backseat scorer and get a little more athletic and grab some rebounds for us, I think he'll be all right. And I think he will be a part of this team this year.
Yeah. But what's it called? Thanks. Yeah, man. Let's see. Go Sixers.
Hey, appreciate the call, man. Shout out to Eric in Philly. Someone in the chat, Sean, my guy Sean, another great channel member. Shouts to the members, man. He said Big Perk has earned a seat on the parade bus. He's got to be there, man. He's got to be there. He's the only one that's been giving us a little bit of support. Only a little one. Let's go, man. Superhero says, I agree. If we get efficient Harden who can hit his shots, we're going to make a lot of noise. I agree, man. Especially add some of these 3-and-D guys. Add a guy like PJ Tucker. I'm excited. Man. I think this could be really good. Somehow we've maneuvered our way through and we've added what this team is needed even with our restrictions. So I'm happy about it. I really am. He's tired of all the he quits in the playoff. Exactly, man. He's ready to win and he's ready to do what it takes. I get it. He's a millionaire. He probably has a lot of money to his name, a lot more than me and you. At the end of the day, he wants to win a ring. He does care. He wants to go out and get it done, man. And that's what I like to hear. Back to the phones we go. Let's go to the 215. What's your name? Where are you tapping in from?
I'm Darren, man. I'm tapping in from Philly, bro.
Darren from Philly. What's up, Darren?
What's up, man?
How you feeling, man?
I'm chilling, man. Wait, what'd you say?
I said, how you feeling about everything?
Oh, my fault, bro. Yeah. Man, I'm just happy to see a superstar taking accountability, bro. I think this is what we all want to see in the city.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? To hear Harden actually, say, yo, I messed up. Like, I'm not shooting how I'm supposed to be shooting, and we don't even need you to do that. Like, I think you said it, bro. We just need efficiency, and we're straight. Apart from that, bro, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of the G League and Trevelyan Queen and Isaiah Joe, Charles Bassey. I mean, I hope Doc, actually gives them some tick this time.
Yeah.
Because, like, we just need some new blood, bro. Yeah,
no, I agree. You got to use your assets, man. Everybody's got to contribute. Definitely a worry of mine, but I agree with you 100%. And to the Harden thing, yeah, like how nice is it to have another athlete alongside Joel that's willing to take it on the chin, right? Say I messed up, and I'll get better, especially with what we've seen before, man. It's definitely nice.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's just what the city needs, and to be honest, the city moves the players here. Like,
oh yeah,
we're a city like no other, so
exactly.
Like, that's going to motivate everybody. I mean, it doesn't work like that any other city, bro. Like, I don't think people really get, like, the movement Philly has, like the power Philly has to move these players to actually do what they're supposed to do. And we got some dogs now, PJ Tucker. And I know I'm missing a few, and it's too bad with Tobias's contract and that we can't do what we really want to do. But if Tobias can just be efficient, be that defensive scorer that we need, that defensive player that we need, I think we're good, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think we have a good core, man. Shouts to you. Appreciate the call, bro. I agree with everything the caller said. He was right on the money. A lot of people like to talk about Philadelphia on the outside. I don't think they really understand the true passion that this fan base holds. Sometimes we don't even need you to go off for 50 to make us happy. All we need is a guy to come out and say, I'm going to get better, man. I'm going to embrace the moment. I'm going to do my thing. I know I didn't do what I needed to. I know I'm, coming with a lot of apparent baggage. I'm coming with a lot of noise, and I'll get better, man. That's all we need. It's all we need, man. So definitely excited to see how it goes. But right now, I never went full out on James Harden. I said he didn't play up to par, which is what I'm here to do. He didn't play up to par. Really, nobody did outside of Joel, and Joel didn't because he was injured in 4 different areas of his body. But hearing another guy who's saying, I'm willing to work with Joel Embiid, we're going to figure this out together, that's what I love to hear, man. And seeing like Tyrese Maxey out here in these workout videos or these little summer league clips, just talking about how exciting this team is going to be. I love it, man. I love it. We'll go one more call for now, and we'll continue to take your calls, man. So call into the show, 508-924-3784. Let's go to the 414. 414, what's your name? Where are you tapping in from?
Hey, I'm from Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee. What's going on? What's your name, man? And we lost him. All right, we'll go to the 609. 609. What's going on?
Hey, RV.
Yo, Shane, what's going on, man?
I'm happy Harden's taking that pay cut.
Yeah, I agree. He had to, man. That's how we got better. Took one for the team.
What do you think of the PJ Tucker signing?
I'm all on board with it, man. I've been on board from day one, man. I think it's a perfect signing, and I think that it's a guy Daryl Morey wanted. I think James Harden wanted it. I'm pretty sure they already had it agreed to weeks before. I think it's everything this team asked for at the end of the season. I'm happy with it. So.
Yeah. I agree 100% when what you just said, where you don't care if you have less points, as long as you put an effort on the board, we will love you and we will show you 100% effort and everything.
Yeah, PJ's going to be a fan favorite here. He's going to be out here screaming, talking smack, just like Niang. People are going to love him from day one. I'm excited for it.
Are you excited for the other signings, Daniel House and the other ones?
Yep, for sure, man.
What I care about from Harden is I don't need Houston Harden. Just be Brooklyn Harden. Like, get buckets when we need it, and also like in between, like pass and be like Ben Simmons, but actually shoot when need. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what we need. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I agree. I think all the signings we've made, I don't think there's been a bad signing where I go and look at it and I'm like, yeah, that just didn't make sense or that didn't really add up. I think every guy provides something that we have asked for or an improvement area that we're looking for this offseason, whether it's Daniel House giving us some athleticism, DeAnthony Melton, athleticism, more ball handling off the bench and maybe a little bit of shooting as well. And obviously PJ Tucker checking all the boxes of what we needed. I think it's been a good offseason so far, and I'm happy with it. I definitely am happy with it. So getting into, this article a little bit more, a couple other things that were said. We talked about a lot of it. But James Harden says, quote, "I think we have a much deeper team. That's something we wanted to address. If you look at our team, we're now positioned to go a lot further. I like how we stack up with the rest of the top teams." And that's something I was thinking about. I was having a conversation about this the other day. You let me know. What are your thoughts? Call into the show, man. Give me some thoughts or drop it in the chat. I was thinking about the teams in the East, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, all right, Boston will probably be in the mix for sure. Milwaukee, they usually are. But other than those two, are there any givens? Are there any givens to be top tier teams in the Eastern Conference? Like, I think the Sixers could be a 3 or 4 seed again easily in a regular season. Obviously, it's about staying healthy and what will happen come postseason time. But, the Miami Heat have been up and down. They lost PJ Tucker to us. So they're a little bit iffy for me. They went to the bubble finals, and then they ended up being not nearly as good the next year. Toronto, they're on the upscale, but are they ready yet? I don't know. Who else am I missing here? Who else am I missing here, man? Like, I just don't see as many teams, like, that are really that prominent. I think the West will be okay. But, other than Boston and Milwaukee, who else am I really looking at evaluating, like, all right, these teams are going to be in the mix for sure. Top tier. Like, I'm just wondering, man. I'm wondering. Hawks could be a sleeper, I agree, but I don't know if they're ready yet. Brooklyn, definitely not worried at all. The Knicks, not there yet. Cleveland, still an iffy for me. They could be good. They could be a wild card, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Sixers have a really good shot to stack up in the Eastern Conference. I do. And, I like how things are playing out. I think we got better. So I'm happy about it. The 32-year-old vet still averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 10.5 assists with the Sixers. If he can continue to be that top-tier facilitator, let's just be honest, he's a better facilitator than anyone we have had. This guy sees the entire floor. He, dimes up these looks that you just kind of sit there and wonder how he's doing that. And as he gets healthier, quicker, creates more space, he'll be able to get these shooters open like he did last year. In fact, he probably could have averaged a couple more assists per game with the Sixers. The problem is we didn't have consistent shooting, especially come playoff time. Our guys just were not able to knock down consistently. And I feel that we've addressed that. Obviously, we should still be looking for more in whatever ways possible, but we just need Harden to continue to be efficient in multiple areas and continue to play his game. So he says, "I don't really listen to what people are saying. I wasn't right last season, and I still almost averaged a triple-double." Like I said, man, he was dealing with the hamstring. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully he gets ready to go. Because, again, we still need him to show up. We need that. We need a much better version of Harden. We don't need him to be Houston Harden, but I think when your offensive options go from Joel Embiid to James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, who I believe will have another jump, and Tobias Harris, that's not the easiest thing to stop. So I'm optimistic at the current point, for sure. And the other thing that was discussed in this article, once again, James Harden teaming up, creating his own signature wine called J Harden. Let me know in the chat. Are you copping some of the J Harden wine? Not too much of a wine drinker myself, but I might have to try it out. I know James Harden, he talked in the other article last week about how he just wants to eat and sip wine, but he's got to make the right decisions for his body. So instead of drinking all the wine, now he's selling it. He's a businessman. It's smart, man. It's smart. The J Harden wine set to be available for online purchase and through leading retailers in the U.S. starting September 1st. Retail value $16.99. W or L. The J Harden wine. Harden and his team will also have a role in the wine's creative direction, design, and style. J Harden's label will include the likeness of Harden's iconic beard with bright colors and a floral design inside a silhouette of Harden's face. As a 10-time NBA All-Star and third leading three-point scorer in NBA history, Harden plans to share his personal wine journey with fans on his social media account and introduce J Harden to retailers and shoppers worldwide. I might have to try it out. Man. I might have to try it out. Malik says, what if we sign Pat Bev? Imagine signing Pat Bev and having a trio of him, Niang, and Tucker all together. Like, other teams would just be absolutely petrified of this team, man. And we need some of that dog, man. We need it. We absolutely need it, man. We absolutely need it. So, I like the direction we're moving in. We still have the chance to maybe make a couple little signings or, maybe bring in a guy via trade. I don't know if we're going to do anything else. I do expect it will be quiet for like the next month and a half. We may make one move, couple moves. If something comes up, like I always say, I don't ever put anything past Daryl Morey. I expect Daryl Morey to take action on whatever he deems, to be an opportunity. Last year, he was calling all day on Damian Lillard, just that, unfortunately, the Blazers would not part with him. But, as things come up, say this Mitchell situation develops with the New York Knicks or whatever, and the Jazz end up, going off full fire sale, well, he might call on a guy like Jordan Clarkson. He might call on a guy like Pat Bev. You never know. And I know we have a lot of, guys that could potentially make the roster. Like I said, we'll be talking Summer League and roster predictions and stuff later this week. But, you look at a couple of these guys, even guys that played in Summer League, like, could they be trade bait? Could you go make another veteran move? I think if we were to somehow get another veteran that we know can contribute consistently on this team, even for 10, 15 minutes a night, I think this would be one of the best off seasons. I really like how it's gone so far. I think it's been an A off season, but if we could get even another player in here, I think this would be top tier work by Daryl Morey, who again continues to clean this up. We still have questions, but I think people in the general consensus are a little more confident right now. But if you agree, disagree, let me know. Once again, if you want to call into the show, 508-924-3784. Shouts to everybody in here, man. Be sure you're following the channel page on Instagram at Philly Take with RB. We just hit 11K, so shout out to everybody supporting. And follow me on Twitter as well at RB Philly Take. I like how this thing is moving, man. I like how things are going. Saying the right things. This is the type of mentality you want to have going into a season. Not like last off season where we didn't even know what our starting five was going to be like, the week or two leading up to the season. Like, it just wasn't it, man. So I like having some more consistency. I think Harden will sign soon, by the way. Some people have asked that question, like, when's it going to get done? You can tell it's going to get done. It's just a matter of when, working out all the little things. But I'm excited, man. Call the show, 508-924-3784. Let's go back to the phones, man. Let's go to the 443. James, what's going on, man?
What's up, RB? How you doing, man?
Good. How you feeling, man?
All right. I got like a couple things. First of all, you said we should add a couple more people. Well, what about this Marquise Morris thing? How much smoke is with that? And how would you feel about Carmelo Anthony?
I would not take a bite on Melo. I think he's way past what we would need. But in terms of the Markieff Morris thing, I definitely think there is some smoke to it. I've been hearing these rumors that, he wants to come home, play for his hometown, another dog that can maybe find his way onto the roster. I do know we have a lot of depth at the forward position in terms of the power forward, but I mean, maybe a guy that could compete a little bit, try to find some minutes.
Right. Now I looked at this summer league thing, and I'm kind of upset.
All right,
now,
tell me why.
don't get me wrong. Queen is a keeper. I'm not too sure about Champelli, or if I'm butchering his name, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yep.
Isaiah Joe was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That guy, Griller, whoever you...
Grant Riller?
Nah.
Grant Ryler?
He's got to go. He's definitely got to go. And Bassey, he's got to stay in the G League. I'm sorry.
Hey,
I think
man.
that was just a wasted pick.
Yo,
I think we could have got somebody better.
Look, I like Bassey. I think he has some upside to him, but you're right. A lot of people, the general consensus is that he was a little bit underwhelming, man. And people expected him to take a little bit of a jump. We're going to need a quality backup center, man. So, he was a little bit underwhelming.
Right, I get you. I mean, B-Ball Paul was doing a lot more better than what he's doing.
Yeah. I think Reed's definitely making the roster. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The question is, can he be your backup 5, though? I don't think he's big enough.
No, he could be the 4. He could be like a Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still got to get a 5 somewhere out there. But who are you going to get?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Especially...
I mean, Boogie Cousins said he never wants to play out here.
Yeah.
We already did the Dwight Howard thing, so that's out.
Yeah, you might have to evaluate and look going forward. Maybe we underestimated a little bit or overestimated, but I mean... I don't know.
Is Cantor a free agent?
I think so. I think so.
Or Freedom Cantor?
I think he is, but I don't even know if he's going to play, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
you might have to go after a Whiteside or somebody like that.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
You can't? Why not?
I can't do it. Jays, I appreciate the call, bro. Shouts to my guy James. He's right though about the backup center, which is something I wanted to talk about going forward this week into the summer league stream. We might need to address the backup center position because I don't know if Bassey's ready yet. I hope he gets some time. I hope he gets some run, but we might need to look. We might need to scan. Hassan Whiteside, to my guy James. Shout out to him for the call. I just don't want Hassan Whiteside on this team. No way. Absolutely no way. No, thank you. No, thank you. Just not my cup of tea, for sure. For sure. Shout out to my guy Sean Quigg, great channel member. Thank you for supporting the show, man. Shout out to my guy Sean, man, with the $10 super chat. Says, I really want this team to win this championship, not just for us, but for Joel. He got disrespected again by the gas bag saying he's only 1B to Jokic 1A. They also cannot call Harden selfish again. Speaking the facts, Sean. You're right. They can't call Harden selfish. He's done everything right. He's pushed all the right buttons. Let's see how the narrative plays itself out come the next couple of months. But in terms of this championship that you speak of, man, I agree 100%. I just had a conversation with a buddy the other day, and I was saying this exact thing. If the Sixers do end up winning one, first off, there's no athlete in Philadelphia right now that deserves it more than Joel. With everything that we've gone through, the whole process era and all that. First off, if we ever do win a championship, they have to make a whole documentary about this era, man. It has been something to see, for sure. But Joel deserves it, man, and he deserves that help finally, and I believe that this is probably going to be our best opportunity to get over the hump. Do I wish we kept the core that lost to Toronto together one more year? Maybe. But maybe this is our time to actually keep a core together and try to get over that hump. And, you know, we can still make a couple reinforcements, but this is really what we're going to see. And right now, I mean, we have a shot, man. But we need an effective Harden. We need Tobias to fit in his role. We need things to go right, for sure. And really, my biggest concern, if you haven't picked it up by now, is that, you know, I need Doc Rivers to not get too stubborn, man. I need him to be adaptive and willing to adjust. Kind of unlike the last couple years. But this team, man, they have a shot. And I know it's early. Know there's a lot that can happen. But talent-wise, I like how we're stacking up. And Joel deserves it, man. Someone in the chat, Philly, says they're confident running PJ at the 5. That's another thing, too, man. PJ, he's very versatile on the defensive side of the ball, man. He can move his feet. Even though he's an older guy, he can really guard, honestly. I mean, 1 through 4, 1 through 5, if you need him to. He's an interesting player, and I love the energy that he brings, and I'm excited to see what he's able to do, man. I'm really excited to see what he's able to do. Hit that thumbs up for your boy, man. We got, 80 likes in here. We have 200 plus. Just an off-season show, man. Not a lot going on, but we had to talk about the Harden news, man. So if you're enjoying this stream and if you want to see more, because we consistently drop content up on here, man. If you want to help grow the movement, man, hit that thumbs up button. Back to the phones we go. Take a couple more. Let's go to the 803. 803, what's your name? Where are you tapping it from?
Hey, how you doing? This is Jason Winningham from South Carolina.
Jason from SC. Yo, my man. They were calling you calling you
this
Charles Barkley.
Talking to you.
They were calling you Charles Barkley, man. I'm glad you called back in, bro. What's going on, man?
Hey, check this out. Now, I like the roster. I like what Daryl Morey has done. Now, the only thing we don't need a Donovan Mitchell, but I would like for us to take a Tobias Harris, make a trade, bring Bogdanovich from Utah in. I believe there's a Bogdanovich in Utah.
Yep.
We can get him. Trade for Patrick Beverley. Bring on a Marquise Morris. We have the nucleus of a great team. And I think that would be the final pieces to this roster.
Okay.
But please, somebody, make Doc Rivers play the young talent. Isaiah Joe been sitting on the bench for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I think his rookie year, didn't he hit a game-winning shot for the team? Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Jason, my man from SC, a.k.a. Chuck. Can we get some hashtag Chucks in the chat, man? Yeah, I hope my guy continues to call into the show. By the way, we have a lot of good things lined up for this year. I'm hoping to get some good, consistent callers. You guys have been fantastic as we've been doing these call-in shows. But shouts to my guy, Chuck, man. I'm just going to start calling you Chuck. Don't take offense to it. It's a good thing running with the chat, man. So if you're here in this show right now, once we're doing shows months down the road, and my guy calls in, hashtag Chuck in the chat. Let's go. But he was right, though. He was right on that last point, man. Doc Rivers has to adjust, man. We need to see some of these guys. Based off what I saw in Summer League, some people were high on Isaiah Joe, some people were low. I've been the same way I've always been. You give him more time, you give him a chance to expand his role. The kid can knock down. I'm telling you right now, if Isaiah Joe was on one of these teams like the Celtics, he would be in the rotation. He can knock down. He's getting better at putting it on the floor. He's seeing the court better. He's taking that third-year step. He really has not been done justice so far as a second-round pick who, you know, had to make his way through the reins, man. He had to push, but he's been growing as a player, man, and he deserves some run at it. We need to figure out the bench early on. We cannot let it get to a point where we are running with an inconsistent bench, a guy you don't know if he's going to show up one night, shows up, puts up 15 the next. We can't do that all season long. So I think we need to play these young guys. He's right. And we need to experiment, man, especially early in the season. Shouts to my guy, Chuck, man. Jersey Boy with the $2 donation. Thank you, my man. Appreciate the support of the channel. If you guys want to support the channel in any way, Super Chat, channel memberships available, Cash App, Venmo, all those things down below in the description. Jersey Boy, appreciate it, man. It says bench rotation, healthy Harden will make us better. I mean, that's really what we've lacked, isn't it? Isn't that what we've lacked the last couple of years? And the crazy thing about it, as we talk about James Harden potentially being better, I mean, he has to look hopefully somewhat better, right? Given an offseason arrest, given time to work with these players. Guys, we've been in Game 7 and Game 6 of the second round. And that's what a player that completely folded on the offensive side of the ball, that just had a colossal collapse, and another guy who, you know, had a broken face and 3 other injuries. I mean, look, we're not that far away, man. So you add some of these vets, you add, you know, some of these reinforcements, and you get a better, just a little bit, somewhat better James Harden. Let's just say a somewhat better James Harden. This team can get over the hump, man, and it needs to happen. We need that opportunity to come through. Well, here it is. Here it is, man. That's what we need. So I agree. And you know, the bench rotation, it's something we haven't really figured out over the last couple of years. We've had guys that have shown glimpses. When can we get a consistent bench? You know, when can we feel confident that we can run a consistent bench and guys that we can trust? I hope this is the year. I hope this is the year, man. So I'm excited to see what happens. I hope we experiment early on. I hope we get some of these guys more run. You know, I hope we get some of these guys the opportunities, but really, you know, you got to figure out this core quickly. You got to figure out who's going to play what role, who's going to step up. And as I always say here on this show, who's going to take advantage of the opportunity? There's opportunity to be taken, man. Who's going to take advantage? Who's going to step up? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. But I think all the right things are being said, man. I think all the right things are being said. So definitely excited about it. And I like what I'm seeing, man. Shout out to Sean Quigg with the $5 donation. Appreciate the support. My man, Sean Quigg, showing love.
Yes, sir.
Sean says PJ's first victim needs to be Siakam. Show him that the Sixers team is different. No elbows on my watch. He'll be saying, yo, you can expect us to get in a couple scraps this year. I'm not saying specifically Toronto, just in general, man. Just in general, man. Think about PJ Tucker, Niang. Those two, man, coming off the bench together. That's going to be something to watch. That's going to be special. You have Joel Embiid emphatically talking the talk as he's putting up 42, 8, and 10. You have James Harden out here hitting some big step backs. The crowd's rising. I can already feel it, man. I'm ready. I am ready, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're going to be talking smack. We're going to be getting to the free throw line. Hey, they don't have to like us. And the refs surely, you know, I know they definitely put in a notice last year, man, because they stopped giving us a lot of calls. But, yo, we're just going to have to fight through it. We're going to have to do our thing and fight through it, man. But I'm excited. I definitely am. And I think it's going to be exciting for sure. Each guy needs to look upon himself and get better, man. Each guy needs to look upon himself and get better. I believe he will. But yeah, we need to be a tougher team. And I agree with Sean, man. I agree 100%. So I'm really excited, and it's going to be a good environment. All right, we'll take maybe one or two more. Let's go back to the phone lines. If you want to call the show, get in now, man. 508-924-3784. All the callers have been fantastic. Much appreciated. You guys keep the show lively. We're here in the middle of July, and we got a bunch of people rocking out, talking our team. Where are you getting that coverage, man? We bring it to you every day. To the phone lines, 267. What's your name? Where are you tapping in from?
I'm tapping in from King of Prussia.
King of Prussia.
PA.
And what's your name, man?
My name Lee.
Lee from King of Prussia. What's going on? How you feeling?
What's up, RB? I want to give you your flowers, man, because you bring great content, and I love your show. I listen to you every day, and I want to let you know that I'm going to give you your flowers
Right now, my wife, she's in the background. So is he listening to you? Yes, he is. So
You listen.
Shouts to you guys, man. Let's go.
Look,
Let's go.
RB. This is what I want to say, RB. This is what I want to
When
say.
can we meet you?
Look, RB, what's the 508? What's that area code? That's one question I want to ask you. 508.
508
You don't
beats
wanna-
me, man.
Huh?
I have no clue. I'm here. I'm
All right, well, look, we gonna get past that.
Hold on.
All right,
I'm
we ain't
getting
worry
some,
about that then. We ain't gonna worry about that. But look, what I want to say is, though, I think we should shine.
I'm getting some feedback in the background, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. Just turn the show down a little bit so I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'm turning it off. What I
good,
think
man.
we should do is my TV. I think we should sign a DeMarcus Cousin. Bring in Marquise Morris. And play Isaiah Joe a little more.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need to, play some of the young guys, get some experience,
Yes.
add some dogs,
Yes.
man, as we have.
Yeah. I like picking up Patrick Beverly too. We could do that. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, I'm a big
'Cause
Pat
he's
Bev
your
guy.
dog.
Big on him for sure.
Yeah, I'm big on him too.
Oh, I mean,
But I want to say thank you for answering the phone for me, and I listen to you every day, and I'm gonna give you your flowers.
Hey, you're the man. Shouts out to Lee, man, King of Prussia, calling in, showing some love, man. That's what I like to see. Man. Shouts to everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Shouts to all the callers. We got someone in the chat, Seji. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Says big fan from New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand in the chat. By the way, what's the 508? I think that's what he was saying. I couldn't really hear 100%. What's area code 508? Let me know. Maybe it was. I don't know. I think I heard that right. Maybe I didn't. Tay says Maxey could be an all-star this year. By the way, guys, look, if you've been here rocking with the show, man, last year I put out a piece of content saying that Maxey would be an all-star. It was a hot take. It was a really, really bold take. Guy that had played the six-man role, hadn't played too much. And a lot of people were on me for that. Now, he did have a really good year. Maybe with some more playing time. Maybe, a little more experience. He might have been an all-star last year. I really believe, though, that Maxey could, depending on how things go, because when you got a lot of top-tier players, the statistics aren't always there. But I think Tyrese Maxey could have somewhat of an all-star season. I think he could have somewhat of an all-star season. I really do. Let me know what you guys think about that. Hassan says, what do you think about the Markieff Morris rumors? Definitely think there's a little bit of smoke there. I think Markieff Morris wants to come home and, play for Philadelphia. Question is, can we afford it? Will we make it available? I think given the fact he's been in the league a certain amount of time, he can sign a veteran minimum. Maybe we can make it happen. Maybe it's another reinforcement. But he wants to be here, I think. Eric R in the chat. What's up? Eric says, I can't call Harden a winner yet. I can't unsee last season in which I watched Harden quit repeatedly, so he has to show me he's a winner. I respect that, and I agree. He needs to come out and be ready to go. All I'm saying is that he's showing a winner's mindset. He's showing a winner's mentality, the things he is saying. He's pushing all the right buttons. Of course, he needs to come out and be that guy. But I think it's off to a good start. And I think now having an off season and having some time where you can really let things develop a little bit, I think things are looking on the right track. But you're right. They do have to come out and play their way out. So Speed Demon says Maxey will be an all-star next year. I love it. Yeah, I'm not trading Maxey. I think he's going to be really special. I think he's going to take another leap. There's not many players at his age that are growing, are developing as fast as he is as an NBA player. So I'm excited to see what happens, man. I'm excited to see what happens. But really, that's all I have, man. Shouts to everybody for coming through. You guys are the best, man. Like I said, we're constantly providing the coverage that you need all year, 24/7, man. And we'll be talking Summer League and breaking down the roster, giving some roster predictions later this week. And we'll keep you up to date with the content as always, man. But I want to shout out to all the callers. Shout out to the channel members. Like I said, guys, we'll be doing a couple giveaways in the next couple weeks. I'll be on vacation next week, and I'll be coming back after that. We're going to do a couple big giveaways for your guys' constant support of the show. But be sure you are subscribed and also following our Instagram page at Philly Take with RB. You guys got to go follow it, man. It's a must. We're constantly posting over there. So go check it out, man. Go check it out. Give it a follow. And connect with me on Twitter, man, at RB Philly Take. Think things are looking good right now, and I'm impressed, with what James Harden had to say, man. Once again, if you want to support the show, Super Chat, channel membership, Cash App, Venmo, all those links down below. Appreciate everybody for coming through, man, and making it a special show as always. We'll keep breaking things down. We'll keep you up to date if you are going to watch this on the second time around, maybe on your drive to work. We're also on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify, all the platforms, man. So check it out. Give us a review and keep doing the thing, man. You guys are the best. Shouts to everybody for coming through, man. Philly Take with RB. #1 show for the fan base, man. I'm RB. Hit that like button. Subscribe, guys. And shouts to everybody for coming through. You guys have a great rest of your week. Be safe, everybody. Be happy and healthy as always. And have a good one. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.